the 30th PGA Grand Slam of Golf in Bermuda. Do you like what you see out there? Do you like the golf course?
It's okay. No, it's beautiful. I've never played a course, you know, with views like this place. Pebble was love at first sight, but this place is truly special. And you know, it's a fun week. It's a celebratory week, and you know, I can't think of a better place to spend it than right here.
Great entree here. Speaking of love, I understand there's some significance about this island with maybe your parents and your wife's parents.
Yep, my parents had their honeymoon here, and then when I married my wife, I figured out shortly after that her parents honeymoon here, so I was bound for this place. And you know, it's my first time, and I'm so glad my first time's here at the Grand Slam.
Very good. Questions, ladies and gentlemen? John?
Yeah, Webb, could you just talk about what it means to be here to cap your year with something like this? It's been a tremendous year with the U.S. Open, the Ryder Cup, and then, you know, to come here and be a part of this event.
It's great. I mean, it's, you know, you make the Ryder Cup team, and it's a great honor. You know, you're on the team with 11 other guys, but to be here at the Grand Slam, you're here with, you know, 3 other guys. And with all the history here, with all the major winners, and to be called a major winner, it's just incredible. And then, you know, it's such a great way to end a year, you know, where, you know, I won my first major, and you get to come here and not only celebrate it, but try to win another tournament. And so it says a lot, I think, for, you know, the other players, Keegan, Bubba, you know, I know it's supposed to be Ernie, but Padraig being here, being a 3-time major champion, I'm just glad to be a part of the mix.
Thank you. Questions? Josh?
Well, there were some strong indications from the USGA last week that they were thinking about banning the belly putter. I've been told that you've been practicing with a regular size one at home. I was just wondering if you could talk about that.
Yeah, when I switched in 2004 to a belly putter, I wanted to, you know, growing up, putting's always been the strong part of my game. And so I wanted to always have the same mechanics with the belly putter if I chose to stay with the belly putter. And, what I found was I just became a more consistent putter. I don't get hot quite as much. I don't get cold quite as much. With the short putter, I was a real streaky putter. And so, you know, I kind of figured out in my head, if I'm going to play this game for a long time, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want my putting to be such highs and lows. You know, the best players in the game who've had long careers have been steady players. And so that's kind of why I switched. And I just want to be ready. I mean, if they're going to make it a rule for next year, well, I think they can't really implement it until 16. So I want to be ready. I always practice with one at home. And so it's nothing I'm worried about. I'm definitely engaged in it. I want to know, and I think it's going to be, if the USGA bans it, I think, you know, it's going to be a whole nother ballgame to see if the PGA Tour bans it. And it's going to be, you know, I think it's going to be tough if they do ban it. It's going to be tough for a lot of people, not players. I think it's going to be tough for the committees to, you know, kind of have their stance on it and really explain why. Because I explained earlier in a press conference, you look at the facts, and the facts, you know, last year there was no one in the top 20 in the strokes gained category of putting that anchored the putter. So the argument of it's an advantage is you got to throw that out there. And so, you know, there's a bunch of arguments going around, but I haven't heard a good one yet, so we'll wait and see. But the final say is I'm friends with, you know, a lot of the R&A guys, a lot of the USGA guys. So it's nothing personal. I know they're trying to do it for the betterment of the game, but I don't think it's a good decision.
So, do you know, or can you put a finger on why you think they want to do it? Why, if it's not to cut an advantage, then how does it better the game?
I don't know, to be honest. I've heard a couple things. I've heard that, you know, the belly putter count was up at the U.S. Junior Amateur. Belly putter count was up at the U.S. Amateur. And, you know, we all know the R&A and USGA love to keep golf, you know, as original as possible. But I think with the changes in the grooves, the golf balls, the drivers, you got a little persimmon head 20 years ago, about the size of my fist. And now we have a titanium head, 460 cc's. The, you know, 1980 long drive guy was sitting at about 285, and now if you hit at 285, you're one of the shortest guys on the tour. So, to me, it's a bigger change to go from that size head to what we play now than the putter. Now, I think that it's getting more I think it's getting more attention because Keegan won a major, I won a major, Ernie won a major. There's a lot more talk about it now. Twitter, I mean, certain guys are tweeting about it that have 500,000 followers, so it's getting out. But that to say, I'm not worried about it. I mean, I'm ready, and if they do it for next year, I'll be ready. I thought it was, I didn't think it was very creative. He did the same mustache for everybody. But, you know, when I won the U.S. Open, I realized I would be here with Bubba. You know, I immediately became pretty happy because he's such an easygoing jokester, and I knew this week would be special with him. Just to be, you know, he's already in his element drawing on our pictures.
Jimmy?
What do you do for an encore next year?
I got to stay true to what I've been telling you guys for the last couple of years, that all I care about is improving. And, you know, statistically this year, I made half as much money as I did last year. I won half as many tournaments, but I feel like I've gotten better, and so I feel good about that. And I think, you know, whether I win 5 times next year or win 0, I just got to continue to strive to get better. And there's so many great players right now, so many young guys coming up. And, you know, if you don't stay hungry and stay after it, you'll get past. So I just got to make sure, you know, I keep my drive and keep trying to improve.
What is what will get you into the year? I guess what's your schedule the rest of this year and then early next year? Do you know?
I'm playing in Tiger's event in December, into November, December, and that's it for the year. And then I'll be playing, as of right now, definitely both in Hawaii, and then from there, I'm not sure. We're going to probably play a good amount on the West Coast, but we just got to figure out which ones.
Keegan Bradley, defending champion, ladies and gentlemen, of the PGA Grand Slam of Golf. Keegan, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Great to be back in Bermuda. Weather's perfect. Course is even better than I remember it. So I'm looking forward to playing with him the next couple of days.
Very good. Questions, ladies and gentlemen. John? Una. John?
Yeah, Keegan, have you ever had a better WD getting into an event as an alternate than this one?
Yeah, this was great. Anytime you get to come here and play this tournament, it's a bonus. And the PGA puts on a great tournament, and the people of Bermuda really make you feel very nice when you come here. So, you know, anytime I get a chance to come, I'm going to jump on it.
Josh?
Keegan, I was just wondering if you were thinking about getting a nose ring now that you've had a look at Bubba's artwork outside.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, and I got a black tooth. But I really like what Bubba said, how he loves belly putter so much. You know, I'm glad that he's being vocal about that for me.
Question? Jim?
Keegan, what do you get for the rest of the year, and then what do you do to start next season?
I'm going to play HSBC in China next week, and then I go Chevron and then Shark Shootout. And you know, I'm going to really try to work the hardest I've ever worked this off season. I've already been working a lot on my physical fitness side of things that I haven't never worked as hard as I am now. So it's going to be a busy off season, but you know, I'll be trying to get better just like I always do.
You still go down when you work practice? Still go down to see Jim McLean at Doral? Or?
Yeah, that's another thing I'm gonna try to do is see Jim McLean a lot more, just to come up and practice with. And you know, whenever I'm around Jim, we seem to really have productive practice sessions. So that's gonna be a big part of this off season as well.
Good deal. Questions? Thanks very much for popping in.
Thank you.
Got a couple more stops for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Bubba, congratulations on earning a berth to the PGA Grand Slam of Golf. How'd it look out there today?
It was good. You know, it's a great course. You know what I liked is that we're on a small island, a rock that some people call it, and it was just it's amazing the atmosphere around here. There's a lot of people, a lot of local support. You know, all the locals were the volunteers and stuff were all excited for us to be here. So it was nice to get that warm welcome in this beautiful area. This weather was perfect today.
Sounds like you might have a future as a golf instructor. I understand you were giving some pretty valuable tips out there to one CNN's Robin Meade.
Yes, you know, I have to say my first lesson, my true lesson, under the gun with a camera and fans watching, she almost made a hole-in-one. She knocked it about, what, 2 feet, 3 feet? And so I think I did pretty good. If they were all like that, I'd make tons of money, I guess, being an instructor.
Very good. Questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, Bubba, could you talk about the golf course and any holes specifically that you like a lot, or you see where your length is going to give you a really good advantage?
You know, I thought the golf course was, it's a short golf course, but they have it in a way where it plays longer, you know, where you can you lay up off the tees, or you can try to be a hero and go for some things with the right wind. The par 5, what is it, 17? Really short hole because it's downwind. I don't know if it's downwind all the time, but today it was. And hit a little 50 gap wedge, 52 degree in there. But it's still tight. You know, if you try to be a hero and hit the long drive, there's water, and then it gets tight on the right over there. First hole, I didn't know what to do. I hit driver over the trees and into the water, so you got to lay back off that. So I mean, it's a short course, but they make it where it plays a little longer than it really does, I guess you could say.
Back to Robin Mead. This was only her 3rd time ever on a golf course. She's taken 6 lessons with Susie Whaley, and could you just talk about, because I watched her swing a couple of times, looks like her fundamentals are really good, and she's been bitten really hard by the golf bug. Could you tell that?
Yeah, it was funny. She started tweeting. Her and Susan started tweeting, I guess, last week and a half, about me, and I was like, what is she talking about? Because she said we were playing the Pro-Am together, we should start a band together. I didn't know she sings, so I didn't know anything about her, and started following her on Twitter because she was following me, so we just communicated through Twitter. So that's how I knew. I was playing with her in the Pro-Am and Susan, and no, it was interesting. You know, it's nice to see somebody of her stature just come over here and want to play and love the game of golf. Learned it late in life. And she was bitten, like you said. She was telling me all about it. She was just walking down the fairway, just telling me how much she loves it and how much she's enjoying it, learning something new. And no, it's nice to see. But obviously, her swing was. She played a lot better than her 3rd time out on the course, and especially when I instructed her. It was really good.
And at the University of Georgia, I assume you took some art classes, judging by your handiwork on the heads out there.
And obviously, at University of Georgia, we learned to draw inside the lines. I think it is St. John's, where Keegan went. They need to work on their art program because he has to scrub and paint that wall again since his is not coming off.
I was reading your 20 questions. Is it true that Justin Bieber is your favorite music artist?
No, it's Robin Mead, obviously. I'm her favorite instructor. So. No, I'm really good friends with it. Well, I guess I'm really good friends with Justin Bieber, and so I met him and hung out with him a bunch. Been to his house, and you know, he was the only person I took the phone call after I won Augusta. Him and his girlfriend called me on the phone and talked to him for a little bit. So no, I have a lot of respect for him. So obviously, I'm gonna pull for my friends.
His favorite country artist?
Yeah, country is Robin for sure. She's my favorite. We're friends now, so yes, I pull for her.
John?
Another Georgia question. I'm from Georgia and actually covered the Dogs for many years.
Yep.
What do you think about next Saturday? Florida looks awfully good.
They do, and the Dogs didn't look that good.
No.
The win's a win, I guess, but they haven't really looked complete yet. So I'm looking forward to it, obviously. I'm hoping they pull it out. And I'm home for one day. I get back on Friday, home for Saturday.
Are you going to the game?
No, I'm just home in Arizona, so I'm home for one day before I go to China. So just enough to spend time with my son and then watch the game, hopefully. Yeah. It's going to be a big one, though.
It is.
Jimmy?
What do you have planned the rest of the year and early next year?
I got China next week. I go home for a day, go to China, play in, what is it, the HSBC, World Golf Championship. Then I come home for about 3 weeks. In that 3 weeks, we're shooting a new Golf Boys video that nobody knows about, so don't tell anybody. And then I'm going to, where am I going? Tigers event in California. I'm not sure what it's called now, World Challenge or something like that. And then we're going to Thailand, to a golf tournament in Thailand.
Is that
It's a great question. Yeah, the second week of December. I guess Tigers event ends like December 4th or something, and we leave right from there to straight to Thailand. So then I'm be done, have 3 weeks off before Maui. Yeah.
Bob, everybody, they talk a lot about when you win your first major, what a life-changing event it is, and just it's such a whirlwind, especially the first couple of months. after, immediately after. Could you talk about you've had some time now to reflect on it and what that was really like right after you won that Masters, and also to be here as kind of a crown on your year and what it means to be a part of this event?
You know, let's just start with the first part. Let's start with the last part first. You know, being here is special. That means you've done something great to get here. It's an honor to be here. Something we've always thought about playing in one day, but the only way you can do that is you've got to win a big one. And so on the way over here is where it hit me what I've done. You know, the last, it's like a baseball player. This is my contract year. I had a lot of contracts up this year, so winning that big one helped me out a lot. And so coming over here, it really hit me, you know, because at the same time that I won the Masters, we adopted a son. So being a dad has been the best part. You know, I grew up the green jacket any day of the week for my son. So spending time with him the last 6 months, learning how to play golf, but also be a dad and be a great husband. That was the difficult part. And then now with all these contract talks, doing a lot of things behind the scenes is where it's really hit me that I actually did good this year. You know. So that's where, now coming over here is where it really hit home that I won a major. I get to play in this, get to be over here, and with only 4 guys, it's pretty special to be here and be a part of this. And hopefully we can do it again one day so I can come back.
Yeah. Bubba Watson, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask Amanda to come out now and talk about the contracts that Bubba was just speaking.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, if at first or second time you don't succeed in winning the PGA Grand Slam of Golf, in a playoff both times, try again.
Yeah, it's funny. I can't remember the playoff, which I obviously lost to Jim Furyk, but I really remember the one I lost to Cabrera. Yeah, it still gets to me all right. He eagled the last, didn't he, to get into the playoff. I thought I had it won, so yeah, I remember that one all right, and hopefully this is a third time a charm.
Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Josh?
Padraig, hi. This was obviously a late invite. I just wanted you to talk us through the process of when you found out where you were, whether your clubs had been put away for the winter.
No, I was due to travel to China on Sunday night. So on Friday, I was practicing, and my manager rang me and said, "There's a possibility that Ernie may pull out. Would I be interested?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd be interested." So on Friday evening, Saturday, we provisionally started looking at flights, and the word came through Saturday, late Saturday afternoon that Ernie had pulled out, and as unfortunate it is for Ernie, and let's hope he gets better, it was good news for me. So you know, I think it was easy to get here. You know, Bermuda's simple to get to. If it was Hawaii or something like that, it wouldn't have been so much fun trying to get there. I think it was easy for me to get here, and I didn't feel like I was, you know, for a short trip, I didn't feel like I was coming here and going to have a lot of jet lag or have a problem with jet lag or anything like that. So it was obviously playing the Grand Slam is a great choice, but it was made that bit easier by the convenience of coming to Bermuda, and the fact that I was in my head, I left Dublin at 10:45 on Sunday, where I had intended to leave at 7:30 that evening. So it was only a slight change of plans, but a nice one.
And unfinished business, was there that in the back of your head at the same time?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I said I've come close twice in Grand Slams, and hopefully it will be that close coming down the stretch this week, and it will fall in my favour. That would be nice. You know, you never can tell, but that would be the plan, to keep it. To keep in the tournament as long as possible, and then coming down the stretch, hopefully you do a few nice things that, you know, things turn in my favour and you come out winning.
John?
Yeah, Potter, could you talk about, since it was such late notice coming here, and obviously this isn't a major or a huge event, but having a shorter time to prepare mentally for playing an event like this, or?
Yeah, as I said, I was going to play an event this week, so I'd been at home practicing. I had intended 3 full warm-up days to get myself competitive from, you know, switching over from hitting technical shots in the range to playing. I've obviously just got one of those days today, and you know, I could see it. You know, the first couple of holes today, I was definitely a little bit. I was struggling with my mental focus. As I got into the round, though, I got a little bit sharper and sharper. Unfortunately, this is a quick event, 2 days. You got to be ready to go from the first tee. I can't afford to, be playing well with 9 holes to go and that's it. I've got to play well from the start. So it is an interesting one. You do need to, you need to be as sharp as you can be from the word go. There's not enough time in this event to if you don't start fast.
Jim?
So you would have been playing it with
Lake Malaran in China.
BMW?
Shanghai, yeah, BMW.
Okay. And so what does this do? Does this change your schedule? What else do you have going?
I'm going to play Singapore, Hong Kong and the race to Dubai. That's my last 3 events. Then I have a good sizable chunk of time off during the winter.
Do you know when you start up in 13?
No, not sure at all. I will 100% play AT&T in the States. So I will play 1 tournament at least before AT&T. So when that is, I'm not sure, but AT&T is definitely I'll be there for that. I'm obviously defending with my Pro-Am partner the Pro-Am version of it. So I'm 100% penciled in for that one, and everything else is not quite there yet.
JP, right?
JP, yeah.
In the back?
What are your impressions of the course and Bermuda?
Well, obviously I've been here before. It's a beautiful island. You get a great welcome. Everything seems to be half an hour away. I think is about 30 minutes to everything, even though I was surprised how quick we got to the golf course today. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. The golf course, it's a good test, some substantial holes out there. You got to think that 16th hole is got to be one of the toughest golf holes we'll ever play. I'd say if you had that in a regular event, there'd be a slight amount of mowing. It is an incredibly tough hole. So it's a good golf course for this format. There's certainly some opportunities to make some birdies out there, and there's certainly some big tough holes that you got to play well on top of that. So you've got a kind of mixture out there. It's in no way a tricky course. I think at times this is a full championship golf course. There's no doubt about it, with some small targets in the crosswinds. If you got windy out there, it could get very difficult. If the greens got very firm, I think it would get very difficult. Thankfully, neither of those are forecast, so I would predict that the players are going to have a good 2 days here. I don't necessarily think the golf course is going to win out this week. I think the players, if the greens stay as they are, will really enjoy this course.
Padre, you mentioned the welcome you got here. Can you talk about when you got to the course today and you saw?
I was really impressed that they dyed all that
everything.
water out there really green for me.
Now the fact that the PGA had worked so hard and quickly got, the signage changed, the flags up, everything here. Could you talk about what that meant to come here and see that?
I would expect nothing else from the PGA, and that's, to be honest. They're a professional, run organisation, and they're on top of these things. They've encountered issues like this in the past. They know what they're doing. So yes, it was nice to see my name up on all the posters. Yes, it was nice to see me there, but they've set a high standard for themselves, and that's the standard we expected them. So, it was job done on their behalf, but we won't pat them on the back for it because we know that's what they're good at doing. So.
Any other questions for the PGA of America's lifelong friend, Padre Harrington?
It's the truth. When you set a high standard, that's the expectations were delivered on. Rather than they didn't exceed my expectations, they delivered on it, because that's what I expected.
It's comments like this that sometimes we wish he was an American so he can play in the U.S. rather than come to America. Go ahead.
One last one, Padre.
Let's not go to the right.
What did you think of Bubba Watson's artwork on the Fathead posters on the wall out there?
I didn't see it.
You haven't seen it?
I was quite impressed with that. There's a house out there, and they've got a sheet up with Bubba Watson, or We Love Bubba, or something, or Bermuda Loves Bubba. I thought they did it quite well. they really did make it look like it was.
One of them's a filthy long too, I think, as well.
I didn't see that bit, but I saw the other. It was looked quite well. He's done something else out here.
Oh yeah, right out here. You gotta go see.
Is he competing with Luke Donald for?
He would
wants
think
to be
so.
known as an artist. I know my ability to draw, and I will say draw will be. I'd say would be kindergarten level at this stage, so I won't be going there.
Well, I think somebody referenced the way you look now on that fat head. You look like, what is it, the action hero?
Jason Statham.
Yeah. So you got to go see
I haven't seen this. I look like Jason Stratton. Hey, I like that. Hopefully it's a picture of Jason Stratton from the back with those chins.
Well, Glenn will take you
He's
right back
kinda
for your next
scary.
interview. You'll see it. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Do I,
Thanks, Bobby.
do I intimidate people?
Let's see your karate.
Oh, I wish.